Public
Yes.
comment, you can send it to board comments at lvccld.org. The public comment is limited to no more than 3 minutes per speaker. Ms. Ellison, do we have any public comment or anybody that submitted public comment?
No public comment at this time.
Thank you. At this time, if the agenda's been sent out, I'll accept a motion of board action to accept the proposed agenda. Who will make
So
that motion?
moved.
So moved by Robin Wadley Munier. Who will
I'll
second?
second. Raymaker.
Senator Raymaker second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much. Motion is approved. This afternoon, thank you everybody for making it today. We have one item. It's a discussion of possible board action regarding a contract to award Cox Communications for the purchase of telecommunications services for the district. The IT director, will you step forward and please present Al Pendergast?
Hi, good evening, trustees. Al Prendergast, IT Director for the record. Good afternoon, and thank you for accommodating this emergency board meeting. In 2016, the board approved 5-year contracts to provide telecommunication services for the district. Those contracts were awarded to CenturyLink, Cox, Wappa Valley Telephone, and Reliance Connect. All of these contracts will expire in a few months, so the district needs to establish new long-term contracts for these services. The federal E-rate program is designed to help communities across the country secure access to affordable telecommunication services by providing funding. Although Nevada law exempts telecommunication services from the formal bidding process, E-rate program participants must competitively bid and select the most cost-effective companies to provide the requested goods and/or services in order to receive funding. In order to comply with E-rate program requirements, the contract for this year must be in place by March 25th. The IT department worked with Development and Planning Director Daniil Milam and the district's E-rate consultant, E-rate 360 Solutions LLC, to advertise the Form 470 document for telecommunication services on February 5th. And with the required window for receiving and evaluating proposal, the district could not execute any contracts for these services before March 5th. The district received proposals for these services from Cox Communications, Citronet, Lumen, and Proficient Telecom. After evaluating the proposals, the submissions from Citronet and Proficient Telecom were considered not responsive because although they provided pricing, the proposals did not indicate what services were available at each location. The Lumen proposal was incomplete because it did not provide a proposal for most of our locations. And several of our current vendors, including Stimulus Technologies, LV.net, Wappa Valley Telephone, and Reliance Connect, did not submit any proposals. Only Cox Communication provided a proposal for all of our locations. The district's E-rate reimbursement for Category 1, which telecommunication services, is currently 90%. So although the district will pay the full cost for these services, 90% of the cost will be reimbursed back to the district by the E-rate program. And the table below shows the services and the cost proposals from Cox. This new contract includes increased bandwidth to the Blue Diamond, Good Springs, Laughlin, and Searchlight libraries. And additionally, the cost of these contracts may change over the contracted period as demand for bandwidth to the branches changes and/or technology changes. These changes are historically handled administratively by addendas to the contract. Thank you, and I'll be happy to try and answer any questions that the board may have. Trustee Ortiz, I think you're muted.
Very much. Trustee Kelly Benavides, do you have any questions or comments on this request for approval for this proposal for cable or internet?
No. No.
Okay, thank you very much. Trustee Robin Wadley Munier, do you have any questions or comments? Mr. Al Pendergast.
Okay, what it really boils down to is we're paying about $3,124.20 a month when you subtract what the reimbursement is from the 470 bid document, right?
Yes, 10%.
Okay, how are we going to get that? How will that reimbursement be refunded to the district? Will it be on a monthly basis, quarterly, or annually? Do we have to put all the money out for the year and then get the reimbursement, or what?
Yes, exactly. We pay the service, we pay the full cost, and then the FCC USAC, the administrative body, sends us a check for the difference.
Okay, so we have to have that money in our coffers and then wait for that reimbursement. Okay, all right.
Yes.
And did the 360 Solutions, who helped do the 470 bid document, did they charge us anything for doing that?
Yes, we have an annual contract with them for $18,000 a year.
Whoa, okay, okay. What else do they do for that, just for my curiosity?
Daniil may want to jump in, but last year we got audited, and I included some of that in the board report. We were audited, and USAC, who is the administrative body for the E-rate program, actually went through all of our application and asked a ton of questions, looked at all the proposals and things like that, and so they assist with that as well. Their primary contribution to this is their knowledge of the E-rate program requirements and deadlines and things like that.
To qualify for the reimbursement, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then on the proposal that Cox sent us, this is my last question, I think. It basically said in yellow, and that always is a flag to me, it says service and final term info to be completed based on scope of award. Is that something that we should ask about, or why is that in yellow on their proposal?
Yeah, that's in yellow because they still have some work to do. So it won't affect the cost. Once the contract is approved, the cost will be what the cost is, because that's what the proposal is, and that's what USAC, we're submitting the paperwork to, is expecting to pay. So the amount won't change, but the scope may change because Cox has some work to do. They clearly don't provide any services to these locations right now. They do provide services now for the urban branches, but they don't provide any service for the outlying branches. So they're going to have to do some construction on their part. So the time frames for when things may get turned up could be impacted by it. And those are conversations we've had with them as well, to make sure that we can coordinate when we turn up the services with our other contracts. For example, if they're ready to go at Searchlight, to bring up the services Searchlight, but our contract with CenturyLink doesn't expire till May, clearly we're going to wait till closer to May so that we're not paying twice for the same service.
Okay, and so they probably will be using their new wiring, new technology, and so on when they have to go to these outlying areas or even in town areas that they don't service right now, correct?
Yes, but for the record, they service all of the in-town locations right now.
Okay, well, that'd be great because their service in the older areas, like where I live in Rancho Bel Air, is horrible.
Yeah.
And they've been supposedly going to be upgrading that for the last 4 years, and they've never done it. So please just really, I know you, I've worked with you on a lot of other things independently, and it's awful. Everybody in the community is changing away from Cox because it's so bad. And so it's just a buyer beware type thing, but I'm glad they're giving you new equipment and stuff and lines and all. That'll be fantastic. Okay, well, that was it. I really appreciate it. And I think we're lucky to be able to get a good contract like this and the reimbursement. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Trustee Nathaniel Watt, do you have any questions or comments for the IT director?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Prendergast, this question is just for my knowledge and help me better understand is, so the Windmill Service Center, there's the 3 categories. I'm just wondering if you'd be able to just educate me on kind of those 3, because I know there's obviously the patron side of it, but it's just a kind of big water hose of internet service. But I'm just wondering if you can kind of tell me what the differences between those 3 lines are.
The PRIs is for telephone services. So the PRIs are, sorry, I'm trying to find my agenda item. I got up on the screen. 3 lines. Line 1, the service center. So all of these locations are aggregated into one connection that comes into the service center. So Enterprise, for example, Enterprise, East Las Vegas, Meadows, Rainbow, those all tie into the Cox network somewhere. And those connections then tie in through the Cox network to the Windmill Service Center through that 1 gigabit pipe. That's the first line for $1,075. So all of these services tie into one pipe that then come into the Windmill Service Center. That's that first line. The second line is the internet connection. So the internet connection is where all of the branches come to then go out for the internet. So just because you're connected, let's say at the Enterprise Library, if the internet connection is down at the Windmill Library, you don't have internet connection. You could connect back to the Windmill Library and access things like email and the ILS and things like that, but you can't get to the internet because the internet connection is the connection that all of these locations come back to. If you imagine a star configuration, the center of the star is the Windmill Service Center, and those tentacles or those legs are all libraries on the end. They all come back to the hub for internet connection. And that's what that second line is, the $1,332 line. And the PRI lines is for the telephone service. And again, the only telephone switch that we have within the network, the district, is at the Windmill Service Center. So all of these branches, they have a phone switch that connect back to the Windmill Service Center, and that's where they get telephone services from. So when you make a phone call to the library district, for example, there's only one place that the phone comes in, the phone call comes in through, and it comes in through a PRI line at the Windmill Service Center, and it then gets passed out to the branch that you're trying to call. Let's say you're trying to call Enterprise. So that's those are the three lines. Hope that was helpful.
It was. Thank you very much. Nothing else, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Marilyn Francis Drake, any questions or comments for the IT manager?
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Elizabeth Foyt, do you have any questions or comments for the IT manager? If you can unmute her.
Foyt.
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. When Al was listing the number of libraries in our outlying areas, I didn't hear Mount Charleston. Is Mount Charleston, was that just something that he overlooked, or how are we servicing Mount Charleston?
Yes, Mount Charleston is on the list.
Okay, it just got overlooked at that point.
It's not on the list? I'm sorry, let me take a look here.
When you rattled them off, I didn't hear Mount
Oh,
Charleston.
no, when I was rattling off, I was just rattling off examples.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Trustee Sandra Raymaker, do you have any questions or comments?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Thank you very much. Legal counsel Jerry Welch, you reviewed the contract and its format is appropriate for us to approve?
Yes, we have discussed it with Al.
Okay, thank you. Director Kelvin Watson, you reviewed the contract and it looks appropriate for you to sign if this is approved?
Yes, Chair, it is.
Okay. My only comment, thank you very much to Al.
I think you forgot Kelly.
Oh, no, Kelly was the first. Did I get you, Kelly?
You did. You did.
Thank you very much. Al, my only question is for between now and the next 5 years, technology is going to change tremendously. My concern is always every agency that I work for, they have an internet service, telephone service. So they say, if you have a problem with the internet, send us an email. Well, how can you when the email's down, right? So that's a solution inherent to a lot of systems. So that really needs to be looked at because there are emergencies and the phones are down if it's hooked up to the internet because it got somebody crashed into the box. So I don't know how that is. Think about that in the next 5 years or sooner to see how we can address that directly. Because yes, it's good to have internet-based telephones, but at the same time, it goes down, it goes down. Having heard no other comments, any questions, I will entertain a motion. And if somebody has the motion there to approve this request, who would like to make that motion?
I'll move to authorize staff to award a 3-year contract to Cox Communications for the purpose of telecommunications services in the amount of $31,241.97 per month, pending review by council.
Thank you very much. That motion is made by trustee Nathaniel Waugh. Who will second that motion?
I will second Foyt.
Elizabeth Foyt will second that motion. Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, anybody opposed? Thank you very much. Motion carries. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. Let me see, let me go back here. And we probably should have said this a long time ago for the record. For the public that gets offended, we are not looking away from you. We are looking at multiple screens. Do not feel offended when we're not looking at you or the other trustees. Technology has forced us to look at multiple screens, okay? Probably should have said that back in September when we went to WebEx. Okay, thank you very much. At this time, announcements. The Finance 9 Audit Committee will be held on Thursday, April the 8th at 4 p.m. either via WebEx or in person at the East Las Vegas Library. It will be followed up by the next board meeting at 6 o'clock via WebEx or the East Las Vegas Library. We invite you, whoever would like to attend the Career Online High School graduation ceremony on Wednesday, April 21st at 6 o'clock at the Clark County Library Theater. I had the pleasure of attending that. Great program that we have, and it continues to move forward. So if anybody would like to attend, I believe it's Matt McAnally. Please let him know. He has that program. At this time, Kelly Benavides, do you have any announcements or comments that you'd like to make?
No, not at this time.
Thank you very much for showing up today. Robin Rodley Munier, do you have any questions or comments that you'd like to make?
I think we lost her.
Okay, thank you, Robin, all the way from Florida. Justin,
Robin should be still on.
thank you, Robin.
I'm on, yeah, he heard me.
Thank you for the meeting. Nathaniel Waugh, trustee, thank you for making the meeting. Appreciate it. Do you have any questions or comments? Follow up
No, I'm good. Thank you.
announcements? Okay, Sandra Raymaker, do you have any questions, comments, or announcements?
Not at this time, thank you.
Thank you very much. Elizabeth Foyt, do you have any questions, comments, or announcements?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Marilyn Francis Drake, do you have any questions, comments, or announcements?
No, thank you.
Okay, public comment. Ms. Ellison, is there any public comment that was sent via the email?
My apologies. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Sorry about that. There was one announcement that did not show up on the agenda. Mr. Watson will be appearing at the Clark County Commission in honor of National Library Week. That will be April 6th at 9:05 in the commission chambers. And anybody who wants to attend, we invite you to attend. Other than that, there is no public comment.
Thank you very much. Having heard no public comment, at this time, we have taken action on our agenda item. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Who will make that motion?
So move, Raymaker.
Thank you. Who will second?
Second, Foyt.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. This meeting's adjourned. We'll see everybody on May 6th. There were some items sent by Jerry Welch, so take a look at that. And be safe, everybody. Have a good day, and we'll see everybody on April 6th,
April 8th.
April 8th at 4 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.